Why would a business want to develop a marketing strategy? As entrepreneurs and business owners, we know that if we have a clear plan, anything becomes possible. And if you can have a clear plan, a clear process to create that plan, and a way to create clarity with your partner or spouse, you can drive to amazing heights. Well, if you want to make money, then you better do that. If not, you're being an idiot. I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it in a very high level but quick. And I've done this with hundreds and hundreds of companies around the world. All right, so there's an old adage in the ad space that says, half my marketing works, I just don't know what half. Well, the reality is it has never, ever been noisier in the marketing space than it is today. So it's absolutely, unequivocally critical to start with a great strategy to define where you want to go. And this is the kind of thing that helps you clarify who you're going after, what they value, what problem are you solving, and where are they? And then you can test after that. So from a high-level perspective, starting with the marketing strategy, the very important thing is start initially with who are you marketing to? This is an area, and if you say, oh, well, we can do it for everybody, then you're going to do a really crappy job and nobody's going to hear anything. But if you can figure out exactly the person, the demographic, the geographic, and the psychographic, and I'll explain those, it's going to help you start to narrow it down very clearly. So the demographic is, who is this person? What is their gender? What is their age? What is their socioeconomic status? What title do they have if you're looking for certain business type people? Is there some sort of education component they just had? Is there something about them? But think about that person as much as you can and list that out. And if you can do that for each one of the type of products that you have, it's going to allow you to be even more focused. So the first is to create that avatar of who you're getting in front of. Now the second thing is the demographic is going to be the geographic. And with the geographic, it means where are they? So if you have a dental practice, for example, and you know that in your area, your high density, you can say that it'll be people within 2 miles of our location. Okay, that helps. So you know directly where you are. If you're in the digital space, it may be in the English-speaking world. It makes it a lot harder. I narrowed mine down to primarily North America, looking for high-level CEOs in private equity spaces that know that are looking to turn around a underperforming asset. That's where I hit really well. But you start to figure out where are these people, because it's going to allow you to narrow your focus. The more you can narrow the focus, the easier it is to market. So the third thing is the psychographic, and the psychographic comes down to what is it they value? What are they finding interesting? What are the challenges? What are those different pieces? What is it around it? I've used this as an example when I do my public speaking. I tend to use a lot of very colorful 4-letter words. And if I happen to be talking to a group of Christian conservatives, that's not going to go over well. So I need to understand what are their values and how does that fit, and I'll make sure that I adapt my messaging for that. Now, once we understand who we're going after, we've got Jane Doe and Joe, okay, and we understand their age, who they are, where they are, what values to them, sort of what their socioeconomic, their household income looks like. Great, that helps us drive that down. The next step then is thinking about your product or service. What is it? What are the outcomes you're providing? What are Jane and Joe's questions? What is the problem they're solving? What is their primary issue, and what are their primary pain points? And then what are the outcomes you provide to them once you help them see and get through those pain points? What do those outcomes look like? And this is an area that most people screw up. Most people want to go through and tell me all about the features and benefits of everything under the sun. And if you look at, look at a crappy burger on TV, an ad from McDonald's. Nobody thinks McDonald's is the best burger. They show a good picture of it, but more than anything, they show people gathering together in a social way, and they're solving a problem of being hungry. That's what they're doing. That's the outcome. They're not showing you where the pickles come from, or how they make anything, or how clean their kitchen is, or how diverse their staff is. They don't care about any of that. They're solving that problem, and that's what they're showing. So once you start to figure this out, you can focus more on the outcomes you provide. That's going to help. I turn around underperforming assets in the mid-market. That doesn't apply to 99.999% of the people on the planet. but for the ones it does, it's very, very interesting. So once we start to do this, then you need to start, if you have existing customers, see where they live. And what I mean by that is, where are they spending and investing their time? Are they on Facebook? Maybe, maybe not. Facebook is really hard. Their algorithms are so tight that they're good enough that you can get just enough revenue from them that it almost covers their costs, and you just keep getting in there. I've spent a lot of money on Facebook. It can be a challenge. A lot of times similar with Google Ads. And there's other ways that you can do adjacencies to some Google Ads that can help. But overall, you need to figure out who are your people and where you're getting in front of them. If you're doing a pizza, oddly, you got a pizza joint, postcards might be your most effective thing, with a coupon that gets people in, or a freebie or something to get them for that first taste. But once you start figuring this, test. And you don't have to use a lot of money to do a lot of tests often. But start testing what works, and realizing that you're going to have to go off of the information and the data you've already created in your marketing strategy, and you may end up changing the messaging. You may change a little bit here, you may change it that way, you may switch these two words around, you may have a different photo. But when you start to do this, you're going to start seeing what works and what doesn't. And then when you find that magic that it does work, and it's beautiful when it does, then you can start throwing gas on that fire and really heat it up until it starts to get a limiting return. But know that that's going to have a shelf life, and you're going to have to constantly keep going back to your marketing strategy to review this. So ideally, this helped. If you're like, hey, why would a business want to develop a marketing strategy? Hopefully that helps identify that. If you have questions, we have a full course at aspiringsolopreneur.com. Love to hear from you. Thank you so much for investing. Click the like button, and feel free to share this with anybody else. Keep smiling. Thank you.